Morning. You all right?
Yep.
In the repair shop today, Dom reveals the hidden secrets of an antique amusement.
There's actually a name. There's an R. There's an O here. That looks like a Y. So it's funny, isn't it? Whose name was Roy.
While Kirsten repairs a little teapot with a big history.
I'm just sort of bowled over, really. The story that is behind this teapot is what's kept it alive.
The first customer of the day is Keith Benjamin from Hereford. He's hoping wood restoration expert Will Kirk can perform a rescue mission on a cherished family heirloom.
Hi there.
How are we doing? I'm Jay.
I'm Keith.
All right, Keith.
Pleased to meet you.
I'm Will.
Pleased to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
So what have we got in the box, then?
This is my boat puzzle.
A boat
Boat
puzzle.
puzzle.
Ah, that is really sweet. Look at that.
My dad was the youngest of 8 children, and it was brought home by his brother because his brother went to war,
Right.
got called up in the Second World War, and when he got demobbed,
Yeah.
he saw it and he actually brought it home as a present for my dad, because my dad would have been 11, 12 years old.
Oh, brilliant.
So it always had sentimental value to my dad,
Right.
because it meant his brother came home from war.
Yeah.
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 Do you mind if I pick it up?
No.
You
hope
sure?
So. Yeah, I hope so. You can always put it back together if you want.
That is really cool, isn't it? It's actually quite heavy.
Where was this, in your dad's house?
It was always on the dressing room table
Okay.
in the bedroom, and we weren't allowed to play it with this kid. We always did, you know. We always used to get told off for playing with it.
Yeah. Right.
I think I might have lost one of the pieces, but
Okay.
but Dad was always upset that the pieces had gone missing because, you know, it was his pride and joy. So if it could be put back together, it would be a dream.
What is missing? I mean, from here I can see that there's a piece of puzzle missing
Yeah.
from there, but
There's
apart from
a
that,
piece
is it
there.
all...
There's 2 pieces there.
pieces there.
That one's slightly broken, if you can see.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
There's a piece at the back,
The back.
Right.
and I don't know if that's the original
Right.
because it's actually a pencil.
Pencil, okay.
That's quite smart.
But it's quite smart, isn't it? I think it adds a character to it.
It does. So who put a pencil in there, then?
I don't know. It must have been my dad, I think.
So tell me about your dad, then. What type of man was he?
Dad was he was a farm labourer. Worked on 2 farms all his life. He sadly caught cancer about 12 years ago and passed away.
Right.
But
Yeah.
a real character.
This must mean a lot to you, then.
It means a real lot. It's the only thing I've got of my dad.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the only thing I've got, and it means a real lot to me. Sorry.
That's right.
Don't worry, don't worry. Wow. Have you ever taken this apart, and put it back together again, or has your dad ever done that?
I have taken it apart many, many years ago
Okay.
with Dad,
Right.
but I've never taken it apart since I've had it myself. I took it home and it went on the mantelpiece, and that's where it's always stayed.
So how did you feel when your dad left this to you, then?
Well, I always liked it, and then but a couple of months after he passed away,
Yeah.
my mum said, "Oh, I got something for you," and she went in. Sorry,
It's okay.
went into the bedroom
Yeah.
and brought it out and gave it me.
Yeah.
So it means a lot.
Yeah.
But apparently, Dad had said to her before he passed away that make sure that Keith got the boat. So
Sorry. That's a bit much, man.
cheers, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You all right?
Yeah.
No, I can totally understand. Because this is really important. As you said, the only person that's taken this apart is you and your dad.
Me and my dad, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Keith, it's a joy to have
Okay.
this in the workshop.
Thank you very much. Thank
you
you.
for bringing it in.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers. Great.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay.
Dad was always sad that pieces had got missing on it, so it would be nice for it to be put back together into one piece, because I know Dad would be very proud. The puzzle means a lot to me because it's me and my dad, the 2 of us joined together with the little pieces. It means we're whole, if you know what I mean.
This boat puzzle has been in Keith's family for 7 decades, and the last people to actually play with the puzzle or take it apart was Keith and his father. So it's quite an honour for me to be taking this apart now. I've got 4 missing pieces and 1 broken piece, so they need to be replaced and fixed. Once I've done that, the pieces need to be painted back in, because you can see the original pieces had really fine lines drawn in, imitating decking and stairs and things. One step at a time. First of all, I need to cut out some puzzle pieces. It's going to be quite tricky work because the pieces are so intricate. The new bits that I'll be making have to fit so snug in order to keep the boat in the shape of a boat. So I'm going to use some paper, tack it in between the layers. Just underneath the piece I need to replicate. I'm going to draw around that with a pencil, stick that onto a piece of wood, and then start cutting. So that is the rough outline of that first missing piece. The shape has come out pretty well. 1 down, 4 more to go.
While Will busies himself with the missing pieces inside the barn, working outside is metal expert Dominic Chinea. He's in prime position to meet the next visitor, Niki Burns.
Hi. Hello. You okay? I'm Dom. Let me take that off you.
Thank you.
Let's take it in the barn. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Lovely.
Yeah.
This is such an intriguing item. Can you just give us a bit of background on how you come to own it?
Yeah, he's been in the family for an awfully long time. My father and my grandfather run their own business, self-employed amusement hire, so
Okay.
swing boats, roundabouts.
Okay.
And this little chap was one of the horses off one of their mechanical roundabouts. He'd load up the lorry and there'd be a little space on the back of the lorry for me and my brother to sit with all the equipment.
Oh,
So,
wow.
you know, totally illegal.
Yeah, I was going to
these
say no
days.
seatbelts.
No seatbelts, no seats.
No.
But to go off and help unload and put the equipment together, it was a pretty much perfect childhood. I mean, you know, fun fair every weekend.
It's so nice to think how many hundreds of kids have just brought joy to so many people.
Yes, he's probably 100 or plus years old. He's been around a long time. He's been in my basement for 20, 30 years now.
So if he's been in your basement for, say, 20 odd years, why bring him out now?
My father passed away 2 years ago, so I've been sorting out the house and clearing out, and I dug him up from downstairs and thought, you know, it's time to have him back where he needs to be in the house. He is the lasting memory of my father and grandfather and their business.
Your childhood.
And my childhood, yeah.
In your head, how can you imagine it looking?
I just like to see him so he can stand up. He's not structurally sound to stand on his own 2 feet or 4 feet.
Yeah, try and preserve you know, all these little marks and sort of
Yeah.
bits of damage from being used. I think
Yes, yeah.
So if we can manage to get it a little bit more sort of structurally sound,
Yeah.
I'll say, do you have somewhere in mind to where he'll live?
I'm in my dad's favourite room at home, and you know, it looks out over the garden. So he would go in there. So sort of remind me of where my dad and him as well. So and family would be really nice.
I think he deserves it, doesn't he?
He does.
So this is going to be a tricky one, but we'll do the best we can.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing it in. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Too. Thank you. The little carousel horse has been in the family for so long. It's the first time I've left him anywhere. I just feel really emotionally attached to this last piece of my dad's business.
First impressions, I think we definitely need to make a new leg here. A few other little bits of carving, making new pieces, which is going to be good fun. The paintwork on these carousel horses, back in the day when this was on the ride, would have been super shiny and bright and really eye-catching. Now, obviously, it's looking a bit sorry for itself, but yes, I could sand it all back and just respray and paint the whole thing like new, shiny. But I feel like we'd be losing so much of the history of the magic of this piece. I just think it would be nice to try and save as much as we can. Originally, this would have been sort of elevated up, like it's sort of prancing through the air on the ride. I feel like we need to get it back up here. It will need a base plate, and there's actually remains underneath of a metal little flange there where it used to have like the fitting. So I've got something to work from, but it does kind of need the nice twisted brass pole sticking out the top. I'm going to have to speak to Jay to see if he can find one. I don't know where we're going to get that from, but hopefully he knows a man. It's going to look great.
While Dom gets to grips with the horse, Will has taken his place outside to begin filling in the missing pieces of the puzzle on Keith's beloved boat.
I've come out to Dom's bench to use his saw. It's really good for cutting intricate items. It's got such a thin blade that I'll be able to get those really nice curves and undulations around the pieces to make sure that they fit just right. That is a really nice little piece. I'm just going to try and see if it fits into the piece here. Lovely. The inside of the piece fits incredibly well. I'm going to cut off that excess bit around the outside now, following that continuation of the line of the front of the boat, and move on to the next. The new puzzle pieces fit absolutely perfectly. They are snug, but they still have a tiny bit of wiggle room, so everything can move around. What I need to do now is colour in the new pieces to match the old. So it's better to colour match the new pieces to a clean boat rather than colour match them to a very dirty surface. So I'm going to take everything off layer by layer now, lay it all out, give it a good old clean, and then start colour matching with some paints.
This precious toy from the World War II era is made up of over 100 individually carved, hand-painted pieces.
Now that I've scrubbed the decks, I need to get on to colouring in those new pieces of puzzle. The main thing I need to start off with is getting a decent background colour. So here I've got some shellac polish, which I use for most French polishing purposes. I'm going to use that mixed in with some orange and yellow pigments. And I'm just going to do a few little tests on a piece of wood here, just to work in some of those colours, mixing them up until I get the right shade. It's not like a solid colour because you kind of want to see a little bit of that wood coming through, but just yellow enough to sort of blend it in. It's quite interesting how the sun has actually bleached a lot of these layers, and the rest of it has actually been covered up and protected from sunlight. So there's not a uniform colour throughout. So I'm going to have to mix up slightly different shades for each puzzle piece depending on where it is on the boat. The background colour looks really good. It's mixing in with the surrounding decking colour. I just need to use a fine line pen now to get some more of that detail. I need to go really slowly because I've only got one shot at this. If I mess up, I'm going to have to sand it back and start painting it again. So nice and steady. My gosh, you have to be really steady with your hand. But yeah, I love that. That looks really good. This pencil, it's an old repair, possibly Keith's dad. I think it's really nice to keep that. So in the same vein as that, I'm going to replace the missing one on the back out of an old paintbrush.
Will's wartime memento is looking shipshape, and the next visitors are hoping for plain sailing with their similarly aged item. Matthew Brooksbank and his partner Nigel from Newcastle upon Tyne have come to see ceramics conservator Kirsten Ramsay.
Hiya.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello there. Hi, Jay. I'm Nigel.
Nigel?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Hello,
All
pleased
right.
to
I'm
meet you.
Kirsten.
So what have we got there then?
We have a cat teapot, a broken cat
Very
teapot.
old one.
Have a look.
You may,
Yeah,
by all means.
lovely.
You
Okay,
do.
great. Oh, lovely.
So who did this belong to then?
This cat belonged to a lady who I used to live next door to when I was growing up, called Gladys. She was very influential in my youth, well, in my childhood, really. She used to try and teach us all these things, to teach and playing the piano. She'd help you with the homework, you know. In fact, I think she used to do my homework, to be very honest with you.
She was so intelligent, wasn't she?
She was very intelligent. She had a mind like a bacon slicer. She was very, very sharp. I used to call her my aunt because she was, like I say, so influential during the whole of my life, really. I loved her to bits. She was fabulous.
So she was more like a mother, wasn't she, really?
She was, really, yeah, she was. She was a cat lover. At one stage, I think she had about 15 or 16 cats. But she used to have a cat called Dinky, which was a Persian cat that looked a bit like this.
Right.
And this teapot was also called Dinky.
Right,
And she lived next door to us for many, many, many years. In fact, the house she lived in, she was born in it. And she lived in it for 92 years, and then she moved when she became unwell.
So how old was she then?
She was 105 when she died. 105? She died last year, yes. Yes.
But Gladys was more than just the lady next door. She told an incredible story about an intriguing secret life. In the lead-up to World War II, while working on the jewellery counter of Woolworths, she was approached and asked if she was interested in national security.
During the war, she actually went across to Europe and actually went into Germany.
Quite a few times
During the war. The thing with her now, she didn't say a great deal, but I know that she got friendly with two women in Germany.
Okay.
And that they were related. I believe they were sisters. They actually were very much against National Socialism and tried to help people who were being persecuted by moving them around into different parts of Europe. And the reason why she had this cat was the younger of these two women got into some trouble, I think. I think the authorities caught up with her. And Gladys, I'm led to believe she sort of helped her and navigated her away from this danger.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And as a result, this teapot was given to her.
Oh,
But the reason why it's
amazing.
broken is that she was on a train, and this train was apprehended by soldiers and stopped. And I think they were looking for somebody. All the suitcases were pulled off the baggage racks, kicked around, and when she got to safety, the thing was smashed up.
And some other things, yeah.
So, and she'd had a go at gluing it back together again, but I know it was a prided place where she loved it.
it's really charming. It is a shame. I mean, it's really damaged, isn't it?
It is very badly damaged. But I'd like to see the beauty of it and what it looked like before it was broken when she saw it. So that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll certainly do the very best that I can. I mean, it's such an amazing story, and it would be a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
very much.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Yeah, nice to meet
Thank you,
you.
and you as well. It's a circle of life, that's what it is. She looked after me, contributed to a lot of my education and my interest in things. I think if Dinky's repaired, it's going to mean a great deal because it will be that testimony to Gladys, and Dinky is going to live on forever.
Well, it sounds like Gladys was a proper female James Bond.
Absolutely.
And this is her pussy galore.
Very good, Jay.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Dinky has had a really good life, I must say.
Unbelievable story. I have to say, as I was listening to that story, I was, intrigued, but a part of me was thinking, help.
Right.
Only because it's going to be quite a difficult restoration because it's an earthenware piece, and you've got this very old sort of glue inside which can leave quite bad staining. It's going to be a challenge, Jay.
OK.
Yeah.
You best get to see your bench then, eh?
Absolutely, I'll get started.
Kirsten's first mission is to get rid of the old glue.
I'm actually going to just try and remove some of this yellow adhesive and just try a few different solvents and see if anything dissolves it. It's like toffee. Aha. There we go. Going to start off with some acetone and see if that works. This toffee-like adhesive seems to be surprisingly strong. So what I'm going to do is now try a small amount of industrial methylated spirits, and I'm just going to test that and see whether that's going to have any effect. No, it's just not softening at all. So my next plan of attack is to try some paint stripper. I'm going to apply it onto Dinky's head, and fingers crossed that that will actually work. They don't make glue like this anymore, that's for sure.
In the outdoor workshop, Dom is playing vet to the antique carousel horse.
How we doing, Dom?
Mind your head on there, that's all wet.
God, blimey, you're busy, aren't you?
We got, yeah, a few things going on.
And I tell you what, you do like to set me a challenge, didn't you?
Yeah,
Hey?
I bet that wasn't easy to find.
No, it was not easy to find. But hopefully...
It's just what we need. Look,
That's
I
enough.
know we're a bit legless now, but
Yeah.
if you imagine, so that's going to be up here.
Okay.
Yeah, little one. I'm going to trim this one down, but little one under there.
That one there.
Yeah,
And that
that's it.
on top.
On top, just to finish it off.
Okay. So sitting like that.
And then I'll make a little metal frame, a metal structure underneath to hold the weight.
Yeah.
And it will sit on a nice little base.
Now, that sounds all good. Sounds like you've got it under control.
Fingers crossed.
Cooking on gas. That's what I like to hear.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, mate.
Before Dom can even think about repairs, he must first take the horse to pieces.
I've taken it as far apart as I really want to. First thing I'm going to need to do is clean it back. No solvents or anything like that. I'll just give it just soapy water, just be quite gentle, just clean the dirt off. This is quite encouraging already. I mean, this is just literally just soapy water on a rag. Bright, bright yellows coming through and this lovely red. It's really, really exciting. The paint is actually looking like it's in really good condition. I'm just going in a little bit more aggressive with some white spirit, some thinners and different chemicals.
As Dom carefully removes layers of dirt and old paint, he starts to uncover lost secrets of the horse's past.
Quite exciting actually to find here on the neck. There's actually a name. So I can just start to see here is an R, capital R. There's an O here which has come out quite clear actually. That looks like a Y. So it's funny, his name was Roy. I think Roy's a great name for a horse.
Now the horse has a name, Dom can work on getting Roy back on his feet.
The front leg is it's too far gone, but it's actually still got a purpose. There's enough there that I'm using it as a template. That's great. There's a start of the leg, the replacement leg. There's obviously a long way to go now with filing and final shaping, but that's coming together. I've got to be really careful. I'm keeping the original one very close, and I'm just constantly looking back and forwards, just cross-referencing, just to match the original as best I can. I'm really happy how that's starting to look pretty close to the original one.
With the new leg complete, Dom glues it into place, along with the 3 original legs, then sets about filling and sanding the remaining damaged areas, ready to start painting.
So for this, I'm using sort of sign writing enamels, which is actually what I'm pretty sure it's what they would have used to paint this originally. It's very often used on fairgrounds and circus rides and all like sign writing and things like that. It's quite nice to be using the same paints that are already on it. The dilemma is that I've got a brand new leg and a couple of body repairs, but I don't want to just paint those to look brand new. I think they just stand out a bit too much, so I'm just going to put a coat of the grey on first. Then, if I need to, I can sort of chip a few bits off and make it the new part blend in nicely to the original pieces.
Roy may be looking less knackered, but Dom wants to really make him fly.
So Niki had plans to display the carousel horse in her father's favourite room in the house. That kind of means it needs a stand or a base of some sort. I've got a nice piece of old oak. I just need to stain it down now so it's got a nice dark wooden colour. This is the bracket that's holding the carousel horse onto the base. The wooden part is just for show, really. It's actually this steel base that's holding it, and this rod will run through the horse up to the top and it will all bolt down. That's great. So that's the gist of the main structure. Now that's welded on nicely. And then really pleased. Now, basically, I can just make a kebab of the twisted brass pole, the horse, the other piece of brass pole, and then a nut on the end that will clamp it all down. It's fantastic.
But a horse can't be ridden without reins. And luckily, the repair shop has one of the country's leading equestrian saddlery experts.
Hey, Susie, you okay?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. I've got Niki's carousel horse here. I'm after ideally some reins.
Okay.
Bit of leather or something here.
Yeah.
But something old that fits with the sort of distressed look of this.
Right, okay.
And a tail. I don't know, that's asking a bit much, but...
Well, I've got a box of... I keep all little bits in.
I was hoping you would have.
And, so leather reins,
Yeah,
right?
like
Okay.
brown, if I can be fussy. I don't know.
How about that?
Ah, nice. Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's already got the end. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That'll work.
ideal.
Oh, and a tail, and a tail.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's a lovely colour as well.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Is it spare? Do you mind?
No, take it.
Yeah?
Absolutely, help yourself.
Oh, you're a star. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
On the other side of the workshop, the boat puzzle is almost seaworthy.
Lovely. Ship shape. I'm ready to go sailing again.
When Keith brought his late father's cherished childhood toy to the repair shop, its missing pieces and mast had been lost for decades.
The puzzle boat belonged to my late father, and me and my dad were very close, so it's got very much sentimental value. Because there's the empty space on the mantelpiece, I've thought about it a lot, and also thought about my dad a lot.
Hi, Keith.
Hiya, how you doing?
How are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, fine, and yourselves?
Nice to have you back.
Good.
Very good.
Right, what you got for me?
What are you expecting?
Oh, I don't know, dying to see it.
So what are you hoping to see then?
My boat, basically, in one piece. Has he managed to put it back together, you know?
Okay. Will has been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy.
And you're ready to show him?
Yeah, I think we're ready to have a look.
Go on then, let's have a look. Wow. You've done all the... Thank you ever so much.
That's right, matey.
Right.
That's right.
You know, you wouldn't even know that wasn't the original piece.
Yeah. He's scrubbed the decks, he's done a brilliant
Job, yeah.
Scrubbed away his decks, yeah. I really actually enjoyed making those pieces, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there's so much detail on there, and it was an honour for me to take it apart, because I know that you and your dad are pretty much the only two people that played with this.
Yeah, that was years and years ago. That's when I was just a kid, about 12, 13. Bless him. He'd be very proud. He'd be very happy to see it in one piece again. He really would. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oops, all right.
That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Don't worry.
Going through my head now, all memories. brilliant memories of my dad and Mum as well, because Mum passed away recently, so it's
Did she?
it's bringing back lots and lots of memories of
Family.
family memories.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
All good.
That's good.
Yep.
I want to say thank you for bringing it in. I know Will's enjoyed this one. You have, haven't you?
I've loved it.
Yeah?
Brilliant.
Good.
So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Niki.
Thank you ever so much. Greatly appreciated.
Thanks, matey.
Okay. Set sail. Eh?
Bon
Bye-bye.
voyage.
When I first saw the boat, instantly Dad shot into my mind, and just thinking how happy he would be to see it all in one piece again. Will has done a really brilliant job. The detail he's got into it, even down to the paintwork, it must have taken him quite a while to do. It's fantastic. The boat is important to me because it's the only thing I've got left of my dad. It's the only thing to remember him by, and he'd be looking down on us now, and Mum by his side. They'd be really, really pleased.
Ceramics expert Kirsten has been trying to unstick years of old adhesive on the cat teapot.
If this hasn't worked, I'm going to be quite stumped, so let's have a look. Well, first impressions, something's happened in here. Oh! Fantastic, look at that. The temptation is just to keep pulling, but I know that I can't. I know exactly how much pressure I can exert without doing any damage. The wisest thing to do is just to reapply a bit more paint stripper, wrap it back up, be patient and come back to it in about an hour.
While the paint stripper works on the glued head, Kirsten can consolidate the surface damage to the glaze on the body of the teapot.
What I've got is these quite severe hairline cracks, which would have been sustained when the suitcase was thrown down in the train and trampled on, I imagine. What I want to do is try and introduce some adhesive into these cracks. The capillary action will sort of draw some of that adhesive down into the crack, and hopefully it will stabilise and strengthen the teapot. I'm just going to have a look in here and see how the head of Dinky is getting along. Oops, okay. Okay, so that's looking great. There's some real movement going on. Some pieces have already come apart. Once I get these cleaned up, the old adhesive removed, I can then start to sort of reassemble, and Dinky will be on her homeward journey. I'm just sort of bowled over by the story, really. It's obviously had sort of many sort of breaks and knocks along its life. I think ordinarily a teapot like this might well have been thrown away. The story that is behind this teapot is what's kept it alive.
After gluing, filling, and sanding, Kirsten is ready to start disguising her meticulous repairs.
I'm just going to hand paint in all these areas, and that's really just to sort of show me what the fill is like. I'm going to have to airbrush some of these areas. What you're trying to do is a minimum amount of spray. You're trying to get a very, very fine line across the break. It's almost imperceptible. You almost can't see the spray going on. I will put a coat of paint on and then polish it back and then put another layer on. I repeat this process up to about 15 times until it's absolutely perfect. There are no shortcuts.
It's been no easy fix for Dom either on the carousel horse, but Roy is finally back on his feet and ready to ride again.
I think I might have to give it a little bit of a trim, a little bit long. It's so nice to finally see it complete. Really pleased. I can only imagine what Niki's going to think. I think she's going to be over the moon. I hope she is.
Returning to the repair shop to be reunited with her wooden horse is Niki Burns.
Not sure what to expect, but excited and anticipating something good.
The carousel horse is the last link to her father and grandfather's fairground business.
Just to see it in one piece and being able to stand up on its own would be fabulous.
Hiya.
Hello.
How's it going? Lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you.
So tell me, are you looking forward to seeing?
I am, yes.
Yeah. I
really
won't hold you in
excited.
suspense any longer.
Oh, wow. Oh, my little horse. He's got a tail. Oh, that's amazing. And his leg's fixed. I might have to call him Roy. It says Roy on.
Yeah, this was underneath sort of like an overpaint.
Yes.
So I was cleaning and working the paint back. That would kind of, we discovered that.
Okay, Roy, there you go.
Is it a bit more how you remember?
Yes, yeah. And on the roundabout, there was little horses and little aeroplanes. So somebody in the middle turning the handle. So yeah, God, that's fabulous. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I thought it was important to keep the paintwork as original as I could. I've been quite careful with the repairs. Obviously, been quite a lot of repairs. Just tried to be as careful as I can with keeping all this history.
It's nice to have him looking like he's been used.
Good.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So I love the little reins as well.
Yeah.
Gosh. Thank you. Really, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be so pleased to have him on show at last.
Thank you so much for bringing it in.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much. You too. It feels great to see my little horse again. He looks so proud. My dad would be really pleased, really impressed just to see him looking like he does and back on his feet again.
Kirsten is giving Dinky, the pottery pussycat, a final polish.
I'm going to use these sanding fabrics that I've got that give you a really sort of lovely finish. You need to be quite careful when you're actually doing this process. If you go too far either side of that line, you will scratch and start removing the sprayed paint. So the very final stage that I've been really looking forward to actually is to just pop the whiskers back onto Dinky Cat's face. Dare I say it, he's looking pretty perfect. Hopefully I have given him his smile back.
Owner Matthew and his partner Nigel are back at the repair shop to collect the cat that was a token of gratitude for a wartime alliance.
Dinky's very much an epitaph of bravery and courage that was shown by Gladys, and it's something I would never have in my lifetime, that degree of bravery and courage.
And that will remind us of Gladys.
Yes, it will.
Every time we look at it, it'll go back on our kitchen shelf, pride and place.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very good.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. How are you guys?
Very well.
Excited? Yeah.
Excited.
Excited?
Excited. I'm nervous now,
It's been a
actually.
good
I didn't feel like it was before, but I am now. So, yes, I am.
You ready then?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Crikey.
This looks brand new. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Looks like a brand new one.
I can't believe you've done that, honestly.
I can't even see
I can't.
any of the
Neither
lines
can
or
I.
cracks
I can't.
already now.
Honestly, I can't believe it.
Gladys would be thrilled.
She would be thrilled. She would.
Well, it sounded like she was someone that did so much for other
did.
people.
No,
and
she did.
A lot
She
for
did.
you in your life, didn't she?
A lot,
Yeah.
a lot. She was fantastic. And the thing for me with this now is that I can now see what it looked like
When she did.
when she first saw
When
it,
she put it in the
and the
case.
beauty that she saw in it as well.
Yes.
I don't know what to say. I'm stunned by the level, the quality, and everything of the work that's been done. It's fantastic. It's the memories, it's the love that she gave me, it's the love that she had for that cat, and I shall continue to look after it myself and everything now he's in his new repaired state. I'm sure Gladys now will be thrilled to see him in his new splendour.
Yeah, Gladys would be over the moon. Yeah.
She would.